we're still here with Steve Hess. The last 2 episodes we've talked about his early days and the beginnings of Nitemare Monster Truck. He had the street truck, and then he built Nitemare number 2. Now, Nitemare number 2, you know, you still was hauling it with your old dually and a flatbed or a gooseneck.
We had a 48-foot gooseneck, with tandem axles, and
then you were one of the first ones to have kind of like a custom-made motorhome.
I did. We knew we were going to. We were sponsored by Penda, and I was working with GMC at that time for a sponsorship, and was hoping to get that. And obviously, we wanted to get out of the open truck, get in a little bit safer environment, as we were talking about safety. And so it came to, we were going to go to SEMA and then go on out to California. And so I ordered a new top kick. I had to drive clear to Detroit to get it because we were on such a time crunch. Got that, took it to Jayco Camper Company. They built a 30-foot mini home on top of the top kick chassis. Brought it back home, got the hitch on it, hooked on. I had a Hallmark enclosed trailer, and they built special, really duplicate to my open trailer, just a bumper pull. We loaded all that in and headed out to SEMA. We were at SEMA for Penda bedliners.
Okay.
And from there we went out to BDS. You know, the racing was getting stronger and stronger, and you know, the 454, it was over, but it wasn't really enough horsepower. And you know, of course, Bigfoot had them triple Predators, and they looked pretty up on top of that motor. So I'd ordered a blower motor with triple Predators. Went out to BDS. We put that in out there at BDS, and we did a show with Golden States out there with PM and Boss. We got done with that show. We loaded up. We went to San Francisco. We unloaded the truck, tires, and what equipment we could take. We were headed to Hawaii for, we were going to do the Aloha Stadium. Mike Welch had, you know, the Monster Truck Semi and Skull Bandit, PM, myself, Bigfoot. A lot to Bob. You know, he says, hey, you want to be below ship, you don't want to be up on top, so you make sure in your contract you include that in yours. I'm like, why? He says, because the salt air on top of that bridge will just ruin every electrical thing. So fortunate to that, you know, we put it on the ship. It took a week to get to Hawaii. We did 5 shows in Aloha Stadium because they can't get everybody in the stadium at one time. So each night was a different island. So if you were from one of the other islands, you didn't come to the main island show. And so we did 5 shows, and then we put that back on the container and back to the ship. But talking about the salt air being up there, unfortunately, all of Golden States was up above there, and they fought electrical problems. Their KZ lights were rusted solid. Anything chrome on the trucks was destroyed. So fortunately, my truck was below, and it really had no damage. We had engine trouble, just trying to get the Predators and everything tuned in. So it wasn't long after that it's like, oh, we're going to alcohol and going injection. So that truck got that, and you know, we continue to see that sponsor or the racing getting stronger and stronger, knowing that, you know, we want to stay in the sport. You know, GMC was really thrilled with what we were doing. Hydromatic had came on board at that time. Pontiac helped us a little bit. So we bought the Semi, moved from the top kick then and the open or the enclosed trailer to a Semi, and you know, we had an anteater, and we lettered it up and logoed with GMC logos and Hydromatic transmission.
Now, is that about the time you built the newer Nitemare?
Well, we knew coming out of that season, you know, that there was a few coilover trucks starting to come out. We were setting really good. That truck worked good for a leaf spring truck, but I couldn't compete. I didn't feel I could compete.
Well, I'm thinking of the Nitemare number 3. Now, that one you built before the coilover.
Right, absolutely.
So about what time frame, or what give you the thoughts of building that one?
We got the sponsorship from GMC in '87 in December of '87, and they wanted it to be a new body style. So we were able to go and get parts of 88 trucks. They weren't even really at the dealerships too much yet. So we got a front clip, a blue one, we got a gray bed, and luckily we got a red cab. So we took that back and put that actually on that truck body. We did that because, obviously the coilover was a fiberglass body. So yeah, we put the 88, body on that. So in January of 88, that truck debuted again.
And that was the straight frame.
Correct, yes.
Race truck.
Yeah.
It was still a leaf spring truck. I'm fond of that truck because that was my first ride.
It was, yeah.
Kirk Dabney had bought it off from you.
Yep.
Whatever year that was, 90 or 91, I think.
90, I think.
And we repainted it and changed it to Thunderstruck.
Yeah, exactly.
And then Kirk drove it for a little while, and then I got the opportunity to drive it.
For a leaf spring
It's a
truck,
good truck.
Jerry Richmond had built my chassis with exception of the original one. That was a straight frame. Pretty much everybody was doing straight frames. We had to get them built quick, and that truck worked really, really well. And we were doing well, but we knew to be competitive and was staying with GMC, then we needed to move into the coilover truck. So
Now, during the leaf spring truck, I remember there for a little while, and the fans might remember it, a grayish blue Nitemare for a little while.
With Howie, he actually was Stroh Strider. He was sponsored by Stroh Beer out of Erie, Pennsylvania. I had got so many bookings, I couldn't take care of all the bookings, so I subletted the name to him. So he had that grayish blue truck with just a Nitemare on the door, and did shows, smaller shows that didn't have to be a real competitive. They weren't racing shows. So he did that. He did go to Texas with me. We were in Texas for 6 weeks, did a tour down in there. So, that was pretty interesting to do a rattlesnake roundup. And when you get done racing and all that stuff, they literally went out in the deserts and picked up rattlesnakes. And these rattlesnakes were in a container, and they had like runways, and they bring you a snake out, and you took a stick and you raced a rattlesnake down there. So you have boots on, but yeah.
This is what monster truckers do in their pastime,
exactly.
but not this monster trucker. I hate snakes.
But there were things that we made friends everywhere we went. The sport grew from that because I can't remember any monster truck driver that didn't stop to say something to a kid or sign an autograph. We were just ordinary people. I remember, we'd break down at midnight being at a Denny's and kids coming up that had been to the show. I seen you, can you sign my napkin? And, but we all took that time because the kids were what made the sport and followed the sport. So now today they're the adults and they're bringing their kids and grandkids. And
Yeah, pretty amazing.
It is from where the sport is, came from.